Walk into any dealership right now and look at what people are lining up to buy. Leased out mid-sized trucks with turbocharged 4-cylinder engines and continuously variable transmissions, priced like they are made of platinum. Meanwhile, there are dirt-cheap, rock-solid pickups sitting on the back row of every used lot in America, marked down so low the dealership is losing money on the floor plan just keeping them around. I have been turning wrenches for over 23 years, and I am going to show you 5 trucks that the market has completely abandoned, every one of them built to run for decades. I am saving the best for number 1, because that truck, in my professional opinion, is the single most undervalued full-size pickup you can buy in this country. Let's get into it. Starting at number 5 is a truck so forgotten that most people think I am making it up when I mention it. The Suzuki Equator was sold from 2009 to 2012. If you just said what is a Suzuki Equator, you have proven my point. This truck is a Nissan Frontier, not similar to, not based on. It is a Nissan Frontier assembled on the same line in Smyrna, Tennessee, with the same frame, the same engines, the same transmission, the same everything. Suzuki slapped their badge on it as part of a partnership deal with Nissan, sold a handful of them, and then pulled out of the American market entirely in 2012. That exit killed the resale value overnight. Nobody wants a truck from a brand that does not exist here anymore. And that is exactly why you should want one. A buddy of mine who runs a small plumbing outfit picked up a 2010 Equator Crew Cab with the 4-liter V6 and 126,000 miles last year for $6,200. The same dealer had a 2010 Nissan Frontier with 131,000 miles listed at $11,400. Same truck, same plant, same VQ40DE V6 engine under the hood. He saved more than $5,000 because of a logo on the tailgate. That VQ40DE V6 is the same naturally aspirated 4-liter making 261 horsepower that Nissan put in everything from the Xterra to the Pathfinder. It uses a timing chain and port fuel injection. No turbo, no direct injection carbon problems. I have seen these engines cruise past 300,000 miles on original internals with nothing but regular oil changes. The 5-speed automatic behind it is a known quantity, and it holds up beautifully when the fluid gets changed every 60,000 miles. Parts availability is the concern everyone raises, and it is a non-issue. You walk into any auto parts store, tell them it is a 2010 Nissan Frontier, and every part fits because it is the same vehicle. Filters, brakes, suspension components, sensors, all of it crosses over. The only Suzuki-specific parts are cosmetic trim pieces, and even those are available online. Current pricing on a clean Equator with under 130,000 miles is between $5,500 and $8,000. The equivalent Frontier is $10,000 to $15,000. That gap exists purely because of brand confusion, and it is a gift. When you inspect one, check the transmission fluid color. The 2009 and 2010 models share the same radiator design as the early Frontiers that had an internal crack issue, allowing coolant to contaminate the transmission fluid. If the fluid is clean red, you are fine. If it looks pink or milky, walk away. Also check the rear leaf springs for sagging and the exhaust manifold bolts for any signs of cracking, which is common on the VQ40, but a manageable fix at around $400. Number 4 is the first-generation Chevy Colorado, built from 2004 to 2012. This truck gets overlooked because it launched in the shadow of the Silverado, and it never had the cult following of the Tacoma or the budget appeal of the Ranger. But what Chevy put under the hood of the later models makes this one of the most mechanically sound mid-sized trucks of its era. Specifically, I am talking about the 2007 and newer Colorados with the 3.7-liter Vortec inline 5-cylinder. A kid came into my shop about a year ago driving a 2008 Colorado regular cab with the 3.7 and a manual transmission. He had bought it off an older gentleman for $5,100 with 147,000 miles. He wanted me to go through it before he started using it for his landscaping side business. I checked everything. Compression was solid across all 5 cylinders. The frame was clean. The clutch still had life in it. I told him to change the oil, check the coolant, and go make money. He has put 22,000 miles on it since, and has not been back for anything except an oil change. The 3.7 liter is part of the General Motors Atlas engine family. It is timing chain driven, has an aluminum block, and was designed for truck duty from the ground up. It makes 242 horsepower, which is more than enough for a truck that weighs around 3,800 pounds. It is not exotic. It is not exciting. It just works. The 4-speed automatic in these trucks is not the most refined unit on the road, but it is tough, and parts are everywhere if it ever needs attention. Current market price for a clean Colorado from 2008 to 2012 with the 3.7 liter and reasonable miles is between $5,000 and $9,000. A same-year Tacoma with the 4-liter V6 sells for $14,000 to $20,000, regardless of condition, because the Tacoma name carries an insane premium. Inspection priorities on a Colorado are straightforward. Check the frame for rust, especially around the rear cross member and behind the cab. The 3.7 has a known issue with the intake manifold gasket leaking coolant on some earlier examples. So look for any coolant stains around the front of the engine. Check the front wheel bearings because they tend to wear around 120,000 miles. And you will hear a humming noise on the highway if they are going. A bearing replacement runs about $350 per side at any independent shop. If those items check out, you have a mid-sized truck that will run circles around anything in its price range. Number 3 is the 10th generation Ford F-150, built from 1997 to 2003, specifically with the 4.6-liter Triton 5.8. I know what you are thinking. You heard Triton and your brain went straight to spark plugs launching out of cylinder heads. That is the 5.4-liter 3-valve engine introduced in 2004. The 4.6-liter 2-valve in this generation is a completely different animal. It is one of the most underappreciated V8 engines Ford has ever produced. A contractor I have known for years has a 2002 F-150 XLT with the 4.6-liter 2-valve and the 4-speed automatic. He bought it in 2011 with 89,000 miles for $7,500. That truck now has 274,000 miles on it. In 14 years of ownership, the major repairs have been a water pump at 180,000 miles, an alternator at 210,000 miles, and a set of coil packs at 240,000 miles. That is it for a truck that has hauled lumber, pulled trailers, and sat in traffic 5 days a week for over a decade. The 4.6-liter 2-valve makes 231 horsepower, runs a timing chain, uses sequential port fuel injection, and has absolutely zero of the complexity that kills modern engines. No turbo, no direct injection, no variable cam timing to fail. The 4-speed automatic behind it, the 4R70W, is a bulletproof transmission that Ford refined over more than a decade. It shifts smoothly, holds up under towing, and can be rebuilt at any transmission shop in the country for about $1,600 if it ever needs it. If this truck content is helping you out, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I put out videos every week showing you the trucks that actually deserve your money. Now back to the F-150. Current pricing on a clean F-150 from 1999 to 2003. With the 4.6-liter engine and under 150,000 miles is between $4,500 and $8,500. You are getting a full-size truck with a V8 for less than what people pay for a beat-up Honda Civic right now. When you shop for one, check the rear wheel wells and the cab corners for rust. These trucks are over 20 years old now, and the ones that spent time in the salt belt will show it. Check the ball joints because the front end on this generation wears around 130,000 miles, and a full set runs about $500 installed. Listen for any exhaust manifold ticking on the passenger side, because the studs can corrode and break over time. It is a $400 repair, and it is common, so use it to negotiate the price down. Number 2 is the 3rd generation Dodge Ram 1500 from 2003 to 2008. With a 5.7-liter Hemi 5.8. Before you say anything, yes, I know the Ram has a reputation. Some of it is deserved, and most of it is exaggerated by people on the internet who have never actually owned one. The early Hemi from 2003 to 2004 is the one I recommend, because it does not have the multi-displacement system that Chrysler added in 2005 to shut down 4 cylinders for fuel economy. That MDS system is the source of the lifter tick problems that give the Hemi its bad name. Without it, you have a 345 horsepower, naturally aspirated V8 with a timing chain, port fuel injection, and a hemispherical combustion chamber design that has been proven since the 1950s. A guy I have known since high school bought a 2004 Ram 1500 SLT quad cab with the 5.7 Hemi and 91,000 miles for $8,200 about 5 years ago. He is now at 203,000 miles. The truck tows his 5,000-pound boat every summer and has never left him on the side of the road. Total unplanned repairs in 5 years have been a water pump, a thermostat, and a set of ball joints, under $1,200 combined. The 545 RFE automatic transmission in these trucks is significantly more reliable than what Chrysler used before and after it. It is a heavy-duty 5-speed unit that handles the torque of the Hemi without complaint, as long as the fluid is changed every 50,000 miles. Current pricing on a clean 2003 to 2004 Ram 1500 with the Hemi, no AMDS, and under 150,000 miles is between $6,000 and $10,000. A F-150 from the same year with the 5.4-liter Triton costs about the same and will eat you alive in spark plug and cam phaser repairs. Inspection points on the Ram are simple. Check the front end components, because the Ram eats through ball joints and tie rod ends. Budget $500 for a full front end refresh if it has not been done. Look underneath for any exhaust manifold bolt issues, because the Hemi is known for cracking bolts on the rear cylinders. That is a $300 to $600 fix, depending on how many are broken. Check the dashboard for cracking, because every Ram from this era does it. If the air conditioning blows warm, the blend door actuator is probably stuck, and that is a $200 repair. And here it is. Number 1. The first generation Nissan Titan from 2004 to 2015. This is the full-size truck I would buy tomorrow if I wanted something that could tow, haul, commute, and survive the next 15 years without draining my bank account. It is sitting on used lots across this country for prices that make absolutely no sense. The Titan has the same problem the Frontier has. Nobody thinks of Nissan when they think of trucks. Ford, Chevy, Ram, Toyota, those are the names that come to mind. Nissan built a truck that can go toe-to-toe with any of them mechanically, and then forgot to tell anyone about it. A customer of mine, a retired firefighter, bought a 2012 Titan S5 crew cab with the 5.6-liter V8 3 years ago for $13,800 with 94,000 miles. He now has 171,000 miles on it. He pulls a 6,500-pound travel trailer twice a year from Georgia to Colorado. Total repairs in 3 years have been a set of brakes, a battery, and 1 oxygen sensor. That is a full-size V8 truck doing serious work for the cost of routine maintenance. The engine is the VK56DE, a 5.6-liter naturally aspirated V8, producing 317 horsepower and 385 pound-feet of torque. Timing chain, port fuel injection, no turbo, no cylinder deactivation, no variable displacement gimmicks. Nissan built this engine for global markets where reliability is not a marketing slogan but a survival requirement. I have personally seen multiple VK56 engines exceed 300,000 miles without major work. The 5-speed automatic transmission paired with it is a Jatco unit shared with the Armada and the Infiniti QX56. It is not the most refined shifter on the market, but it is proven across hundreds of thousands of miles when the fluid is maintained. Current market pricing is where this gets absurd. A 2012 to 2015 Titan SV with 80,000 to 120,000 miles is selling for $12,000 to $18,000. A same-year Toyota Tundra with the 5.7-liter I-Force engine is $25,000 to $34,000. That is a $13,000 gap between two trucks that in my shop perform almost identically in terms of long-term reliability. The Tundra has resale cult status. The Titan does not. That is the only difference. When you inspect a Titan, check the rear differential seal because it is a known leak point on higher mileage examples and costs about $250 to reseal. Check the exhaust manifold bolts because the VK56 shares the same issue as many V8 engines, where heat cycling can crack the studs over time. Listen for any timing chain rattle on cold start, which is rare but possible on trucks over 200,000 miles. And check the radiator for any signs of coolant weeping at the plastic end tanks, because the factory radiator tends to get brittle after 12 to 15 years. So there it is. 5 trucks the entire used market has forgotten, while buyers fight over overpriced lease returns with turbos and 10-speed transmissions. The Suzuki Equator with Nissan Frontier DNA for half the price. The Chevy Colorado with a workhorse inline 5 that nobody talks about. The 10th generation F-150 with the bulletproof 4.62 valve. The pre-MDS Dodge Ram with the original Hemi that just refuses to quit. And the king of this list, the Nissan Titan. A full-size V8 truck that will run forever and costs less than a used Camry. None of these will impress anyone at a car meet. None of them have wireless Apple CarPlay or adaptive cruise control. What they have is something the truck industry stopped building years ago. Engines and transmissions designed to last, not designed to be replaced. Next time someone tries to put you in a $55,000 truck with a 3-year loan and a Turbo 4 that needs premium fuel, walk to the back of the lot and find one of these instead. If this helped, hit subscribe. I have more videos coming on the trucks dealerships do not want you to know about. Drive safe, take care of your truck, and it will take care of you. I will see you in the next one.